How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Woo!
If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and also comment what you want us to talk about for next week. And as you're going to see throughout this podcast, we took your guys' suggestions, and we put it on the screen, and we're doing them. If this video gets 3.5k likes, we will be giving one of these away, Marvel Hot Toys or DC Hot Toys, whatever you want. We're going to be giving away one of these to one of you subscribers out there, so make sure you comment a suggestion or what you like about the show.
And like the video.
Okay, so starting off, this week was a huge week for Marvel, right? We have Thor Love and Thunder trailer.
Oh my
We had
gosh.
Moon Knight episode 4. We have a bunch of TV spots coming up for Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and it's just crazy. It's like a really good month for Marvel.
End of April and month of May is going to be crazy.
Yeah, so looking at the trailer, right, we see it starts off where Thor's running from a young boy to 20-year-old guy to adult version, right?
Right.
And we see the original suit, like the original Thor suit.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of little things that were in the trailer that lead us to believe, right, it's like going to be like a really happy movie.
Yeah.
But when you really look at the lyrics of the songs, right, it's going to really be a sad story. Like, I really believe that the first trailer is going to really just have like the first 10 minutes of the movie in it.
Really?
The synopsis doesn't have the Guardians of the Galaxy in it, okay?
Oh, that's true.
So, and they're in the trailer. They're probably only going to be in it for the beginning.
Yeah.
But there's a crazy theory. We see the Mighty Thor.
Oh
Jane
my
Foster.
gosh. Dude, she looks crazy.
Yeah, so on TikTok this week, I talked about a crazy theory about how Jane Foster will be getting her powers. And in the comics, right, Thor walks away from being a superhero, and that's what we see in the trailer. We see Thor literally say he's tired of being a superhero, wants to hang up the cape, and move on with his life.
He's burying Stormbreaker.
Yeah, he's burying Stormbreaker, just saying, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah.
And basically in the comics, this was what happens, where Thor decides to turn away from being a superhero.
Right.
But somebody needs to pick up the mantle. Someone needs to pick up Thor's duties. And that ends up becoming Jane Foster. And she becomes Mighty Thor.
Dude, I can't get over how good she looked in the trailer. Just that one little snippet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that aren't really happy, but it's okay.
Really? Wow.
Dude, she's getting wrecked on Reddit right now.
Oh my god.
But it's okay. Because we're fans.
I didn't think it looked that bad.
I know. That's just people being whatever. But so in the comic books, she gets cancer, right? And she's dying. So what's great about when she gets Thor's powers is that it actually, when she's in the Mighty Thor form, she's healed. Like, she feels really good. But Mjolnir and the power of Thor actually accelerates her cancer, and it's slowly killing her when she goes back to becoming Jane Foster. So it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
She's feeling great, right? Because she can live forever if she holds onto the hammer. But she will die once she lets it go.
Yeah, that's a really sad way to go.
Yeah. So Natalie Portman actually confirmed that the storyline of her getting cancer will be in Thor Love and Thunder.
Right.
So we know it's going to happen. And we know it's going to probably be really sad. But what's interesting is, let's try to break down how she got cancer. Okay? We know throughout the MCU, everybody has Infinity Stones, right? But nobody really touches the Infinity Stones, as we see like Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
Wields all of them, kills them. But even in the lab, he's trying to like use the little tools to make sure he doesn't touch the Infinity Stones, right? He's trying to keep his distance because we all know there's a lot of gamma radiation in the stones.
Yeah.
Hence why they picked Hulk to wield the snap to bring everybody back, because he's made of gamma radiation.
But even look what it did to Hulk.
Yeah. Hulk's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for Tony Stark to like use his like frosting thing to heal his arm, he might have lost his arm.
He could have.
So the theory is, we know this, right? We know that Jane Foster in Thor the Dark World actually had the Reality Stone in her blood, right?
Yeah.
She got really sick when she had it in her. Until Malekith took it out of her, she was better. But the residual effects of the Reality Stone being in her blood, right? We know that there's a lot of radiation in the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
So the radiation from the Infinity Stone probably gave her cancer.
Right.
And this is kind of why Thor's going to feel a sense of like, I don't want to be a superhero anymore. I've caused so many issues, right? He's kind of recovering from depression. And this moment where he's going to see Jane Foster having cancer is really going to crush him again.
Yeah. And you got to think about it too. Thor is one of the longest living heroes. So he's been around for a really longer than a lot of the Avengers.
That is true. He's a god, so he's lasted a long time.
Right.
So he's probably at this point in his life, right? He's trying to find who he is.
Yeah.
And for him to finally kind of find himself, right, recover from Endgame, and to be dragged back into this whole issue with feeling depressed again because Jane Foster has cancer.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting take on how he handles it.
I definitely think it's going to be a sad movie. I don't think we are expecting what's coming.
We also see, right? You brought this up about the parallels between the comic books
Oh,
and the trailer.
yeah, those shots were crazy.
So there's a scene where we see Thor, right, with a big like monster in front of him, and it's like a god in the comics. And the frame of Thor with Korg
Yeah,
is actually in the comic book. So
just without Korg.
without Korg, but it's definitely going to be interesting because if they're going to follow the comic book of Gore the God Butcher and how he kills all the gods, it's going to be a pretty intense movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be kind of gruesome.
I think they're trying to, misdirect us with
Yeah.
the trailer, but it's going to be dark.
Because the trailer has really good vibes, like Sweet Child of Mine, like all of that. It all seems really happy. And then I think we're gonna get another trailer with Gore, and it's just gonna go the other direction.
So there's kind of segueing into Moon Knight. Gore, the reason why there's a theory going around, the reason why Gore wasn't in the trailer, right, is because Gore will be in Moon Knight.
Oh.
So it would make sense if Gore's in Moon Knight because, right, he's a god.
Right.
It's a bunch of Egyptian gods, right, throughout the world. And we see how if Gore is on his road to killing all the gods, it would make sense he would step in and kill one of the gods that we see in Moon Knight.
Oh, like going after like Khonshu or something.
Right. Or like, is he like the Council of Gods?
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Right.
So he could definitely go in there and try to kill them. So speaking of Moon Knight episode 4, it was pretty crazy.
Ooh, yeah.
Spoiler alert, right, if you haven't seen it, but basically we see Mark Spector and Stephen Grant get shot.
Right.
He ends up in like a mental institute asylum kind of setting where we see a bunch of characters, right, that we've seen throughout the show that's in Mark's life that are in the mental institute.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah, they're either patients or they're workers.
Yeah.
So we see how his friend Crawley, who's the statue, the gold statue, is actually the bingo guy that's like calling out the numbers. We see some of the police officers, some of Arthur Harrow's like workers are actually working the mental institute. It kind of leads us to believe that he's either in like purgatory or he's literally just in his head.
Right.
But if you really look at it, when Crawley reads out B22, right, for bingo, and then someone gets bingo, the card doesn't have B22 on the card.
What?
So it kind of confirms that Mark Spector, this is all happening kind of in his head.
Oh.
It's like imagination.
Oh, like that's weird. It didn't have the number?
No.
That's kind of weird.
And we see how like Mark Spector's running through the mental institute.
Yeah.
And he finds a tomb, right? And he opens it up and Steven's in there.
Right.
But when they're running through some other doors, there's another room with a tomb that's like shaking, like someone else is in it.
Oh, come on.
So that's the third personality, Jake Lockley.
Jake
It's gotta be
crazy.
Yeah. But there's been some scenes throughout the show where we kind of see Jake Lockley like in the show.
Yeah.
Like, no, but there's dialogue.
Wait, what?
There's certain times where he's like asking Layla, like, why are you here? And like certain spots throughout the show that he like will pop in. His accent changes from, it's like a New York accent.
So it's not
Mark.
Steven or Mark.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. People are starting to like decipher like which parts could be Jake.
Are you kidding me? Like, so he's popping in for like a few seconds, then going back out.
Right. And they're saying that he might be the only personality that doesn't have to like ask for permission to like take over the body. Like Mark and Steven, right? They both have to like fight for who's going to control it.
Yeah.
But Jake could just take over whenever he wants.
Dude, what the heck?
But it makes sense, right? How he killed those guys in episode 3.
See, because he just took over.
Right. And it's kind of strange, right? We see the hippo at the end, right? The hippo.
Yeah, that was weird.
And they all start screaming. So the hippo is actually the goddess of fertility and rejuvenation of the dead. So if he's in purgatory, right? Mark's in purgatory.
Yeah.
Then she can help resurrect Mark and bring him back. Because in the comics, it's very common for Mark Spector to die. Like Mark Spector dies a lot. And Khonshu brings him back. And there's a theory too that Khonshu's actually bad.
Oh, really?
So like in the comics now, confirming that he's in this like mental institute, it's going along with the comics. So basically in the Lemire run of the comics for Moon Knight, Khonshu, if I'm not mistaken, right, he actually fights Moon Knight.
What?
And Moon Knight and him, basically, they're able to like Khonshu's bad, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. I read this on Reddit. That's how they separate. So Moon Knight will no longer require Khonshu's help. And this whole time, it's kind of been like, I'm not sure what direction the show's going to go, but they could kind of go that it's all in Jake's head, and Khonshu's been messing with him.
And Khonshu's been making him think that he needs Khonshu?
Kinda.
I see.
It's going to be a really twisting show. I'm not really sure how they're going to end it, but we know this. We know that Mark's not going to die. He's going to probably get resurrected.
Yeah.
Mark, Steven, and Jake will reveal themselves to each other. And it's going to probably end up with some epic battle between Moon Knight, Khonshu, and Arthur Harrow.
I think it's already like bending people's heads. Like it's only the 4th episode.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I didn't expect that, the 4th episode.
I do hope we see Gore though. That would be insane.
And in episode 3, right, we see that kid, right, that Mark slaps and
Yeah.
punches, and on his jacket he has like a little symbol on the back, and it's Rama Tut, and Rama Tut is a variant of King the Conqueror.
Wait, what?
And the creators of the Moon Knight, the show,
uh-huh.
confirmed that King the Conqueror, that Rama Tut was actually an Easter egg at King the Conqueror.
So Kang could already be here.
Yeah, well, King was there. King could be in the show. You know, King could really come back. It would make sense if he pops up at the end. It's going to be interesting which one they're going to go. They could go Gore. They could go King the Conqueror. I'm not sure.
It would make sense for Gore, though.
Yeah. It would. It'd be like a really cool statement by Marvel to say, like, look, we care about our TV shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put in, like, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be crazy. Everyone's going to go crazy for it.
Just to have him, like, just walk towards the screen at the end. That's it. That's all they need.
Yeah.
Because that would go crazy.
Also, this week, we got some crazy Marvel/Tide Pod commercials, okay? We see one with David Harper, right, from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Strange. But we also see one with Wong, okay? So Wong, he's got the, Doctor Strange's cape.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to get the Tide Pods. And basically, there's a scene where all of a sudden we see a truck, right, a pizza truck.
Right.
And it says Joe's Pizza on it. Joe's Pizza is the same pizza restaurant that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man works at in Spider-Man 2.
Wait a second.
So we know that there's a lot of speculation, right?
Yeah.
That Tobey Maguire is going to be in Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi's directing it, right? There's a Lego set saying that the original Spider-Man's going to be in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to happen, right? The fact that the Joe's Pizza is in the commercial for Multiverse of Madness, right? The same place that Tobey Maguire works at, with the address on Beaker Street, which is the same address as Doctor Strange's Sanctum. So it all looks like it connects.
Dude, Toby's going to be in it.
Yeah, he's got to be in it. Remember the whole Lendback program?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
Sony owes them a character, so they probably give him Tobey.
So, okay, yeah, it makes sense then.
Toby's coming back. I just wanted to put that out there really quick.
Coming back.
He's coming back. Hopefully this time it's not like him walking through the portal. It's going, hey.
Yeah.
I want him to come back and just beat some people up. Really, like, show his strength. Show what he's got. I wonder if the reason why they cut out the Green Goblin him fighting scene, like in No Way Home, if Green Goblin's going to be in Multiverse of Madness.
No way.
Like, as a variant.
That would be so crazy.
Because that would be pretty, like, internet breaking. That's why they don't want to release that deleted scene.
Yeah, where are those deleted scenes, by the way?
They got cut. They're going to be used for an extended version. They're going to re-release No Way Home in theaters. They got to. They always do that.
Really?
Well, yeah, look at Endgame. They re-released Endgame in theaters.
Yeah.
No Way Home, they're going to do it.
Okay, so moving on, I talked about a crazy theory on TikTok about how to tell how tall you're going to be and how you can grow taller.
This is something that when I heard for the first time, I wish I knew when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I would have definitely done these things.
We've all been to the doctor's office, and we always ask the doctor, okay, how tall are we going to be? Like, can you tell? And they always give you like a rough estimate. And you think they go through all these crazy tests to do this. But you could actually do this on your own, by yourself, at home.
I know. I always thought like they would extract your blood. They're going to like analyze your DNA.
Right.
And then they figure it out.
You think they do some like crazy test to figure it out.
Right.
Okay, but health professionals actually found that your height is only 60 to 80% your genetics. So your genetics only helps for 60 to 80%. Now the other 20 to 40% all depends on what you do and how you live your life.
Yeah, I thought it was all genetics, and I thought it was make sure you sleep well at night. Don't watch TV too late.
Right. So health professionals actually found that when you're like kind of like in the middle school to high school to college age, you should at least be sleeping 8 to 10 hours. Because when you sleep, it releases a growth hormone, and that actually just boosts your growing, right? And then obviously we always hear drink cow milk because of the calcium, because it'll strengthen your bones. But then one that caught me by surprise was weightlifting. Now we all think that weightlifting stunts growth. Like everybody's like, don't lift weights when you're young. Don't lift weights.
I know, even like grandpa told me, don't lift weights because it's going to stunt your growth.
Right.
So that's why I was like, growing up, I was like, oh, I better not. And that's why I was so skinny all these years.
And now health professionals actually say like, why would you not? Because there's no scientific research or evidence behind it stunning your growth. And they actually found that there's more benefits to negatives when you're young. So to actually predict how tall you're going to be, there's actually an equation that you do that's super simple. Super simple.
Yeah, it made me feel pretty dumb, like how simple the equation was.
Right. All you have to do is take your mom's height and your dad's height in inches, and you add that together. Now, then you divide that number by 2, and if you're a boy, you add 2.5 to that number, and if you're a girl, you subtract 2.5. And that will be your height in inches when you get older.
Leia did it, and it hit 5'6", right? And she's 5'6".
Are you serious?
So it works. It works, guys. Try it out. Make sure you try it.
Wait, that's crazy. But if you want to be taller than that, do the other things.
We're missing out. Don't make our mistakes. Lift the weights. Go out there. Go to the gym. Get strong.
Okay, moving on from that, but have you heard of the craziest murder story of Catherine Knight?
No.
So Catherine Knight was a lady who had really bad temper problems, right? And she did not have the best relationships. She had many relationships, but they went wrong. They were horribly wrong, okay? So she then met this guy named John Price, okay? Now, John Price had 2 kids of his own, and they really seemed to like Catherine Knight, okay? So the relationship was going well, and then it started to go downhill.
So things aren't looking very good.
Not at all. So she like framed him for different things like stealing, and she tried to murder him, I think.
Oh my gosh. What the heck is going on with these people?
Yeah, so as it started to go downhill, they got in a really bad argument, and she tried to stab him in the chest with a knife. Now, thankfully, it did not happen.
So she tried to.
She tried to, but she didn't succeed.
Okay.
So one night, Catherine Knight came home from work. She decided to cook herself a meal, watch TV, then she went up to the room to her boyfriend who was sleeping. She then decides to grab a kitchen knife and stab her boyfriend that is sleeping 37 times.
Oh, so this time she waited till when he was sleeping to try to stab him.
Yeah.
And she did it.
37 times.
Oh my god.
Now he woke up in the middle of it, but it was at that point it was too late. He couldn't fight back. So she killed him. Okay. She then dragged his body down the stairs. Okay. This is where it gets ridiculous.
Oh wait, it gets worse than the 37 times of stabbing.
It gets worse.
Oh my god.
Okay, so she dragged him down the stairs. She then hung the body on a meat hook because she has a history of being a butcher. Okay. So she hung him on a meat hook. She then skinned his body.
Oh my god.
Okay. She cut off his head. She put his head in a boiling pot with vegetables. She's cooking him.
Oh my gosh, dude.
She then cut up his body parts and put it in the same pot. Okay. Now
she's making a stew.
She's making a stew. Now this is where it gets even crazier. Okay.
How does it get crazier than that?
So she ends up cooking the parts, and then she passes out. Okay. Now the boyfriend's coworkers call the police the next day because he didn't show up for work, and he never misses. Okay. So then the police go to the house and find Catherine Knight laying on the ground, passed out, right? She then wakes up and she's like, I don't remember anything. They then find the head in the pot, okay?
Oh my god.
Then there's 2 dinner plates, okay?
Okay.
Now the 2 dinner plates have 2 name tags next to them.
Okay.
One name tag says one of the kids' names, and another name tag says another of the kids' names.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Now,
what are you saying?
So now she was going to feed the kids their father.
This is disgusting. No way.
Yeah. She was going to feed the kids their chopped up and cooked dad.
So she had plates ready, and it was kind of like with everything on it already, ready to feed them.
Yes.
They didn't eat it, though.
No, they didn't eat it. They didn't have to eat it.
Okay, thank goodness.
It's crazy, though.
That is crazy.
Okay, but moving on. Have you heard of the Dyatlov Pass mystery?
No. What even is that?
Okay, so this was in Russia, right?
Okay.
And there was these people that came across a super ripped up tent. This was in Russia in like early 1900s.
Okay.
So they found this really ripped up tent. Okay. Now nobody knows why it was ripped up. Nobody knows where the people were, but they found footprints leading away from the tent. Okay. So they found that the footprints were people wearing socks, right? There was people wearing no socks because it was like barefoot footprints. And then there was people who only had one shoe on.
Okay. Why? Okay.
Right?
How
okay.
weird.
So they followed those footsteps and they found 2 bodies, right?
Oh,
now,
gosh.
2 bodies, they were dead and they didn't know what really killed them.
Okay.
Okay, so they examined them and they came to the conclusion that it was hypothermia. Okay, so because they were in a really snowy area, it could have been hypothermia.
Okay.
They just died from cold
it makes
weather.
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But then as they were examining the bodies, they discovered 7 more bodies.
Wait, what?
7 more. Okay, so
near the other 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then they took the 7 and they examined them. Now this is where it gets weird.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the bodies had no tongue. They had their tongue cut out. Another one was vomiting blood.
So that person was still alive.
No, they could just tell how much blood.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next body had like 3rd-degree burns on their body.
How? Okay, so if it's cold, how does he have 3rd-degree burns?
Exactly. So now hypothermia is making no sense.
Yeah.
Right? So they actually examined their clothes, and their clothes had high levels of radiation.
Wait, what?
So how does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense.
Right? How is it so radioactive that they end up dying and they have all these weird injuries?
Well, how do they explain? Okay, I don't understand how the tent gets destroyed, the tongue gets cut off, right? And there's radioactive poisoning going on.
Exactly. So
where's that radioactive stuff going?
So people don't know how this happened. They still don't know how it happened, but people are alluding to it being something supernatural.
Okay.
Because there's no way that you could have all that and make sense. It doesn't add up.
Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds like a crazy serial killer, right? Did it.
Right.
But it also doesn't make sense why there's 7 bodies. How many? 9 total?
9 total.
And 1 tent. Like, not all 9 of them are going to stay in the tent.
Right.
They couldn't fit.
So this case is still unsolved.
Oh, wow. So
yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, well, moving on from those crazy stories, welcome back to Dumb Ways to Die, where I talk about the craziest and dumbest ways people have died.
So you went from talking about the scariest ways people have died now to the dumbest ways.
Okay, so starting off, right, there was this couple, okay? They were driving on a highway, and the girl was driving, okay? And she was speeding like crazy. Now, they have like a convertible where it's like the open top.
Yeah.
Okay, so they decided to have some fun, right? They're speeding. She goes, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we switch seats in the middle of the road?
Oh, gosh.
They decide to start switching seats. Now, when the girl is trying to jump into the passenger seat, she kicks the steering wheel.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, what that does, it flings her out, but then the boyfriend is able to get control of the wheel.
Oh,
and so the boyfriend's fine.
Okay.
The girl ended up tumbling. They got her to the hospital.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Didn't make it.
That's why she's on Dumb Ways to Die.
Yeah.
I was hopeful for a second.
I know, sometimes I read them, I'm like, wait, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, next, they titled this one, okay? The title of this one was the Utah Paraplunger.
Paraplunger. I don't even know. What is paraplunging?
Okay, so this guy was parachuting, right?
Okay.
He was parachuting over Utah, and then he decided, like, oh, I'm going to make the craziest landing. I'm going to land in the water.
Okay? Nice, dude. Nice.
So he's making it, right? He's making a really good descent. He lands in the water. Now, what he doesn't remember, his parachute is still attached to him. So what happens is the parachute fills up with water.
Did not expect that.
And drags him down deeper and deeper and deeper.
Why couldn't he just detach the parachute?
He was in that probably like that panic mode. Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, I'm going to just try to swim.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm sure it was a gradual thing. It wasn't just like, boom, like drowning.
Well, he must have just went into a panic.
I guess maybe, though, because the parachute's so big, if it fills up with water, it probably gets really heavy.
Right. I mean, just think about, okay, have you ever like run with that like parachute hooked up to you?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, and that's a small
still
parachute.
pretty hard, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And now imagine it a big one filling up with water and just dragging you.
Right.
And thank you for watching Dumb Ways to Die.
All right, moving on. This part of the podcast is where Leia comes on and talks about a real life story where there's going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be intense. We're going to see if one person's right or the other person's right, and it's about like somebody fighting with each other, so stay tuned for this. Here comes Leia. Woo, Leia.
All right. Whose side are you on? Boyfriend versus girlfriend. Girlfriend period fight. Hi, I am 24 male and my girlfriend is on her period. I went to pick up pads and her favorite chocolate. Unfortunately, the packaging on the period box changed, and I picked up the incorrect one. I got home and she started screaming at me saying, I can't do anything right. I offered to go back out and get her some more, but she threw the box at me and went to her room. I know periods can cause mood swings, but I feel this was an overreaction. Am I wrong? Update. Thank you everyone for the replies. I think I'm going to stay at a friend's house and let her calm down. This is not a new thing, and I have tons of anxiety about making a mistake with her. I will reevaluate if this is a healthy relationship. Thanks again. Another update. Thank you so much to everyone who offered support. I broke up with her and will focus on healing myself. I now realize how much this relationship hurt me. I have so much anxiety. Thank you again. Whose side are you on?
Oh my gosh.
Those updates, though.
Wait, okay, so he got her chocolates and pads. But he got the wrong ones.
Well, it was only because, like, so visually, right? Like, when you see something and you've been buying it for a long time, usually it'll have the same packaging. But
Right.
this time, the packaging was changed. So he didn't know.
And then she just blew up on him?
Yeah, she blew up. And he was like, this is nothing new.
Oh
So then
my
it went from,
gosh.
thank you, everyone, to your support. Oh, by the way, I broke up with her. And I'm going to practice on healing myself.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm on.
I guess I feel like this. I feel like I'm in no position to say one way because I've never experienced a period.
Well, that's true. But I also.
I'm playing that card today. I ain't gonna say nothing. Can't get
Well-
me to side on anybody's side.
Okay. It's so funny. Right before you said that, I was going to side with someone. Yeah, I don't know what a period feels like. I don't know what having mood swings feels like. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Leia. Chime in here. I don't know.
Well, I feel like, so when this is like very personal, but when I'm on my period, like I get sad. I don't get like mad.
Yeah, Leia doesn't get.
Like I don't get angry. So like I don't understand what that feels like either. But I guess in my perspective, it's a thought that counts. Like he was trying to do something sweet and it seems like he does this, regularly.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that like the packaging changed and he also offered to go back and grab the right ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Screw
come on.
it.
What more can you do?
The girl's in the wrong. I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
I ain't playing that game. I ain't playing that game today.
That was a really short game you were playing.
I mean, yeah, he did try to just do something nice.
Yeah.
I get it, right? I don't know what the worst. It's probably the worst pain in the world, right? That you and I have never felt in our life, right?
Yeah.
But at least look at what your boyfriend's trying to do, right? And if he's offering to go back, we all make mistakes in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who are we to say, like, oh, we're perfect, so I'm gonna yell at you and get mad at you because I am having the worst day of my life?
So I'm bleeding.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's bad, but what I'm saying is like, it's kind of unfair to him
Yeah.
when he's trying to help you, right?
Right.
And it's not like he has to do that, but he's choosing to go above and beyond to try to help.
Wait, did he say she's done it to him before too?
It's not the first time. So good job healing yourself. I think we've come to a conclusion. Whose side are you on?
I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm on the guy's side.
For sure. Even I'm on the guy's side.
For him to have to reevaluate if it was toxic, it must have been pretty bad.
Because look at what he's trying to do for her. He's trying to really help her, right? Get her stuff and do things that are, nice.
Yeah.
And he probably didn't want to leave, right? Because
No.
if this has happened multiple times, he's stuck through it.
He did.
He's tried his best.
Exactly. Oh, that
Yeah.
poor guy.
At least he knows now which tampons to get.
Pads.
They're different.
My bad. All right. Thank you.
Woo, Leia.
That was a crazy story, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Like we said, if this video hits 3.5k likes, we're going to be giving one of these hot toys away to you guys. You guys can comment which hot toys you like, and we will ship it to you. So just let us know. Make sure you subscribe so we can show us proof that you subscribe.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're giving away stuff to subscribers. So we'll see you guys next week on YouTube on Tuesday, Friday, and Apple Podcasts on Friday, Spotify on Friday, and TikTok tomorrow.
We'll see you on the TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.